I think it's really important to get out of your comfort zone and speak to people who you don't necessarily know much about what their job is. Be a reporter and really ask, what's your day like? What's your biggest concern? What are your ideas for how we can move forward and be successful? The only way to really innovate and find the best way to create and deliver journalism for your readers is by leveraging the different expertise and strengths that you have throughout the newsroom, throughout your business.
Hearing from all those people through different forms of collaboration is incredibly important in the building the future of where we're going, not just for the Journal, but for every news organization.
Without that kind of strengthened communication, in whatever form it is, we would never really be able to take all of those different expertise and build the journalism of the future.
Journalism is important to all of us, and so we need to hear from all of the people, from the reporters to the editors to the folks selling the advertisements to the folks who are trying to get us more subscriptions. So bringing all of those people to the table will really lay the groundwork.
I've been here for 12 years, and when I first joined the Journal, the digital folks were very much in a silo, and we really didn't interact much with the rest of the Journal. They'd kind of dump all of the copy into one place, and then we'd go about recreating it all over again, which seems very silly, and it's definitely not the way we work today. But it's been a long road of digital folks talking to the print side and finding common ground and understanding that we're all on the same team and that we're really just trying to put out the best product. The leaders at the time recognized that they needed to work together to make this work.
Our CEO makes sure to speak to the entire organization and foster relationships that way. I know we've held happy hours after work, hold events where there isn't this pressure to really perform the way that you might in a traditional business meeting, but where you can brainstorm and think of different ideas and bounce them off of one another.
Think about recognizing other talents that are around you and making sure that their voices are brought into the conversation. If you're working on a project specific to maybe VR or audio or something, bring in a new voice who really knows that world, and just making sure that the group that's working on a project really has the background to be speaking intelligently about it. And also, you don't want to give the rest of the organization a sense that there's only 10 people making decisions for everyone else. You want them to feel like they have power to influence where we're going. They can contribute. And so if you just have the same people in the meeting every time, others around you might start to be resentful and feel that they don't have a stake in where you're going. And we definitely don't want that, because everyone here's voice is important. So I think our CEO has done a good job of being very open about accepting people's ideas, and then really I've seen him, because I've been CC'd on many of the emails, following up to every single person whose idea it was and connecting them with the right person in the newsroom to help them talk about their idea, maybe even see it come to light. And we've definitely seen ideas come to fruition through that process. So we definitely have that collaborative spirit from the top.
I've been really impressed with some of our interns who come in and really create a schedule of who they're going to sit with. Quite often they'll frame it in ways that they want to learn about the organization, but I would really urge those people, whether you're an intern or a newcomer to the organization or a junior member of your team, to set up those kinds of meetings and come prepared with some ideas. What can you do to contribute to the team and the organization as a whole? Making sure that you set up that framework in those discussions is so important, so that immediately when that executive gets to know you, they know that you are somebody who's adding to the conversation. Maybe highlighting issues that are occurring within the organization, but also highlighting plans for success and solutions.
Some senior editors here have said to me, all day we're dealing with bad news, either the news itself or dealing with, managerial stuff that's not that fun. So if you're the person that comes into their office and you have a great idea, they're really going to love to hear that, because they're dealing with a lot of other stuff all day that's sort of negative. And so if you come with a great idea about how you can help change something or make it better, or an idea for a new story or a product, I think they would be really receptive to that, because often their day is filled with things that aren't that great to deal with as managers. So I think people shouldn't be afraid to approach the senior editors in their organization and just say, hey, do you have a few minutes for a coffee, or if I come by your office and just run something by you. But I think the framework is incredibly important.
If we're only relying on one group to come up with the future of journalism, then we're relying on a finite amount of resources. Once we start collaborating with one another, we have all of these different ways of really achieving what we all want to do, and a nuanced understanding that we are all really passionate about journalism and helping it to succeed, rather than this old belief that we're all on different teams. We're all really in it together.